Welcome back to On the Record. I'm here at Breakaway, the CompTIA's show with Bob Godgart, who is the chairman?
CEO of Autotask
CEO
and the
of
vice chairman of CompTIA.
Right. Oh, vice chairman, okay. So, Bob, let's get right down into the business. You run a company that helps people become MSPs and then help them run their MSP programs. Let's start with what is the actual, what is an MSP?
Well, essentially they're a solution provider that does some work on a recurring service basis, much like the insurance business.
So now you have the ChannelLines and the Level platforms and all those type of people out there, and then you have your type of a business. What do they do and what do you do?
Good question. They do the network monitoring piece. So they've got technology that looks at the network, that looks at the devices that are on the network, and figures out if there's anything either going wrong or about to go wrong. What our software does is it gathers up all of that information and helps them sell, service, implement, and bill all of that. So our product is the piece that turns whatever they do into the actual dollars and does all the workflow around it.
So basically it's like a business back end.
That's right. It's a business management software product. It's all hosted, runs in the web, runs in the cloud.
So, okay, so there's a really good, you gave me the right opening so I can ask the next question. So somebody becomes a managed service provider. Are they competing with the web or are they, how does it all work together?
If somebody becomes, I'm not sure I understand the question.
Oh, okay. So you have a managed service provider, and one of the questions I get from VARs is, well, okay, if I become a managed service provider, or should I be providing web-based tools, or should I be working in the cloud? What do I do for my clients?
Okay. So what we'd like to say is you need to do a little bit of all of them. You really need to be the trusted advisor for your customers. You need to be able to help them select what they need. You need to be able to sell them the product. You need to bundle the product with services of implementation, training, and support. You need to be able to take all of that and bundle in a managed service with the product all at the same time. So you need to be that trusted advisor for the customer. And if you can do that, then your business just grows from there.
So my technical expertise is about, I can actually now turn on my BlackBerry and I even know how to turn it off. And once in a while, I can even pick up my emails on it. Am I capable in today's day and age, but I know how to run a business, am I capable in today's day and age to become an MSP?
Absolutely. The tools are out there because you not only have the ability to take the tools, but there are companies out there to help you build the business. There's tools like ours on the management side for the business application itself, but in the back end to become the MSP, there are some great companies that are what we call master MSPs. And a master MSP is somebody who white labels a back end service, does the work, and you essentially, in starting the company, can go out and be the front person. You can do the selling. You could be the on-site feet on the street. You can be the face of the company to your customer, but the back-end work gets done by other companies, and it's all white labeled.
So if you were, let's suppose that on the side, you and I want to go out there, we want to build this master, this unbelievable VAR company. Because everything perfect and it's going to make millions of dollars for us.
Right.
Okay? But you want to keep your company.
Right.
I want to keep my company. So we're not going to run it. Describe to me, so I'm going to write the ad because I'm the advertising guy, right? So I'm going to write the ad for us to hire this person. Tell me what it should say.
Hire which person?
The person that's going to run this company for us.
So, I guess I'm a little confused. Run the technical side or run the business side?
Run the whole thing.
Run the whole thing.
He's going to be our president and CEO.
What you want to know is, what does the president and CEO of a really good VAR company need to have as traits in order to be successful in business?
Perfect. What's his DNA?
Okay. All right, so what's the DNA? I think that a successful CEO of a VAR business or a reseller business needs to be really good at business. And what we see as a lot is some of the technical guys try and run companies and they aren't maybe quite equipped enough in order to do that. So If you don't have that business skill, you need to have good coaches around you. And what's really good about this industry is there are a lot of companies that are actually providing work or providing the business of being a great coach to the CEOs and to the guys that are running the bar businesses. You need to have some charisma. You know, you need to be a little bit larger than life.
Why?
Because that's part of being a leader and being a little bit unique and different. And if you're the same as everybody else and you walk into a customer and I walk in, it's hard to make that sale or hard to differentiate yourself if you don't have that. And the best top salesperson, I guess, you know, the next trait that's on there is probably you've got to be a really great salesperson too, and not only be able to sell your business, but sell yourself. Because again, you're that trusted advisor. If you're getting started and you're going to grow it, the big deal is really being closed by the CEOs. They're not being closed by just the sales guys. Because there's a trust thing. You really do need to be that embedded advisor. Now, once you've grown the business to a point where you have enough referral customers, I think some of that, you know, you can begin to use the referrals. And probably the last thing is you need to be really good at metrics. Because if you can't measure what you're doing, it gets really hard to you know, understand whether you're making money, whether you're not, what's working, what's not, and to be able to tune the business. To be a really good VAR or MSP these days, you have to be able to look at what you're doing and continually refine it in order to be successful.
And so when we do that with our company, the one that's being run by this perfect person, would we be getting into, in your opinion, should we be getting into cloud solutions?
I think you can't not look at cloud solutions. I don't think that it's ready yet to build your entire business on the cloud, but I think that it's something that you have to look at it, you have to understand it. You need to be finding that first customer that you can go in and run your pilot. But you need to be able to do the core basics today of selling, implementing, servicing, supporting, and billing the customers. And you need automation tools. And you know, it's one of the things we do is bring that to the table with Autotask, so that the inside of the business can run and there's automated workflow, so you don't have to do everything manually.
So as things like things like managed services and the cloud become more and more commoditized, where is the real value that we would have to put this figurative person has to do to make us stand out from everybody else? What's that core value?
You ask really hard questions.
Well, that's the whole idea. That's why we bring up bright people like you to answer them.
You know, the value is in that personal relationship. The value is in having the feet on the street and being able to show up at the office when they need you. The value is in the metrics that I talked about, to be able to share more than what the report comes out, you know, that maybe, hey, or just a bill is being sent. You know, you need to be able to work with that customer. You need to be able to share with them the future. You need to be able to explain when they're going to need things. And they're going to build that trust with you. And you know what? It's not about the dollars of, you know, I can buy a piece of hardware for $5 cheaper over here than over here. Especially when it comes bundled together. When you've got the hardware bundled in with the managed service, now you're providing something that's unique and is not a commodity.
What about the business knowledge of the customer's business? Do you think that's really important, that they really understand the customer's business?
I think they have to ask really good questions. And when it comes right down to it, the business of business is a business in itself. And if you ask really good questions and you listen to your customer, you'll learn what's important to them very quickly. You don't need to necessarily know that they build one kind of widget and somebody else builds a different kind. But over time too, as you build that relationship and you build that trust and you become that embedded advisor, meaning you're there when they really need you, you're going to learn what's important to them, and you'll learn about their business too. But you don't have to know it on day one.